Why is press freedom important to democracy? In essence, press freedom is a cornerstone of democracy. It's one of those freedoms where we assess the state of democracy in any society. Can you just imagine a situation where journalists function based on the dictates of the powers that be, where certain groups and individuals can determine today's headlines? It's a bit hard to imagine because right now, journalists, at least theoretically speaking, enjoy enough democratic space to do their jobs. They have editorial independence in the newsroom so that their contents will be determined by the accuracy, authority, credibility, and availability, of course, of their sources of information. Right now, our press is under attack. And as the whole world commemorates World Press Freedom Day, may we take to heart the fact that journalism should be preserved, press freedom should be upheld and protected in the same way that journalists should adhere to the highest professional and ethical standards of the profession. When we say freedom, we don't just refer to the absolute freedom that journalists must enjoy. There are certain limitations, of course, to freedom. And such limitations are determined by certain ethical guidelines. Truth-telling, for example, is a given in any society that claims to be democratic. There are certain principles in journalism that cannot be compromised. Aside from truth-telling, there is justice, humaneness, stewardship, freedom. So these principles go hand in hand as we exercise press freedom. We take to heart the fact that in any society, we should function in a way that would shape public opinion by providing only the relevant information. The fact that the press is under attack is utterly unacceptable because the powers that be always claim that they function in a democracy and that they uphold democratic ideals. Of course, as the old saying goes, talk is cheap. And sometimes the price to pay would be the lives of journalists because of the prevailing culture of impunity, wherein as far as extrajudicial killings are concerned, journalists also fall by the wayside as they perform their functions. Let us remember the fact that under the Duterte administration, at least 19 journalists have been killed in the line of duty. There are real threats. So it's not just impunity. Related to impunity would be the high incidence of red tagging of certain individuals, certain journalists, and certain news media organizations as well as media groups. The list is very long. So the only thing to remember right now is that as far as press freedom is concerned, we have to always uphold and protect it. Protect it with our lives, with the power of our pens or keyboards or whatever it is that we use as tools of the trade in the profession. There is a saying that no story is worth dying for. Of course, that much is a given. But when we lay our lives on the line in defense of freedom, it is a life worth giving. And at the same time, we should always pursue the profession with much care and with much respect to our audiences, and at the same time that we also try to take care of each other's well-being and each other's security, especially in these tumultuous times. May we all keep the torch of press freedom burning. Stay safe, stay healthy, defend press freedom. Maraming salamat po.